Oi, gente linda, sejam todos bem-vindos ao Podtap. Eu sou Giuliano Antônio, apresentador desse videocast, que é o primeiro videocast de sapateado do Brasil. Nesta mesa, eu vou ter o prazer de entrevistar pessoas com histórias inspiradoras, empreendedorismo, superação, nós vamos falar de saúde e muito mais. Antes de começar, eu gostaria de agradecer os patrocinadores oficiais da primeira temporada do Podtap, a Block e a Chloe Arnold Foundation. Hoje eu recebo na minha mesa uma pessoa muito importante na minha história. Ela já foi nominada ao Emmy, é isso mesmo. Foi entrevistada no The Talk pela Kelly Clarkson também, participou do show da Mariah Carey. E a Beyoncé sempre compartilha os vídeos dela, sem falar que ela já trabalhou com a Beyoncé. Hoje eu vou falar em inglês essa entrevista, mas ela vai ser toda legendada. Se você que está nos ouvindo, também pode alternar para o vídeo. Today I have here on my table a really special person. She changed my life completely in many, many situations and with big opportunities. To describe her, I would say just a little bit of her resume, because it's a lot that she did in her life. She's been interviewed by Kelly Clarkson and also at The Talk. She performed at Mariah Carey Christmas show. And also she worked with Beyoncé. Yeah, she's really important. And I have the pleasure to have here on my table today, Chloe Arnold.
Oi,
welcome to Podtap. Welcome.
Obrigada. I'm so happy to be here. Tudo bem?
Tudo ótimo.
Oh, eu também.
It's your first podcast in Brazil, yeah?
It is my first podcast in Brazil, and it's so fancy, and I'm so proud. I'm so excited. Ma and I are just always impressed, honestly, by what all of our our village is able to accomplish when you all have a vision and a dream, and you just need a little support. And that's, what Ma and I aim to do, to help uplift all this beautiful stuff that's happening.
Yes, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. You know how much is important, how much I appreciate it. And Chloe Arnold Foundation come together with this project is so special because my history and Chloe Arnold Foundation crossed like 15 years ago when I was a student and I met you here in Rio. And you have the kindness of the generosity of okay, I want you in America, I can offer you a scholarship. I never thought about going to America. My English was so bad back then. Even my tap, you always say that. And you said, no, you can come. And you fought for it together with us. And we made it, me, my crew, and many other students from Brazil has been doing this year after year. So thank you so much one more time for all of that you did to me.
You're welcome. It's so fun to just see you all thriving, because that's the whole point for me, is to give these opportunities and educational experiences, all of this stuff, so that you can then one day spread your wings and fly. And so Podtap is a great example of that.
Yes. And so let's talk about, how did you start? How did you begin? How tap dance came in your life?
I started tap dancing when I was a little girl in Washington, D.C., and I was about 6 years old, just taking a regular class like most people take. And but around 9 years old, I saw the movie Tap, and and my mom always thought I had a thing for tap, and she was right. And after seeing that movie, we sought after tap opportunities. Yes. And there happened to be a tap company that I auditioned for when I was a kid, and when I got into that company on probation. So I had 3 months to improve. I was 10, Yeah, I was 10 years old. In order to stay, I had 3 months to get better. I took that very seriously. And through that experience, I was then introduced to so many tap masters that really showed me the kindness that attracted me to the art form. It's like rigorous work ethic with incredible cultural bonding. And learning about the history made me feel connected and inspired and wanting to be able to do this in my life. So I knew from age 10 that I wanted to become a tap dancer. And then everything that I did moving forward was just in alignment with trying to get the best education, but also build relationships and friendships that I have now to this day. I mean, from childhood, my homegirls that I grew up tap dancing with and Miss Tony's Taps and Company are still my best friends today.
Yes, that's true. I met some of them,
yes,
so I know.
Rashida, Gabrina.
Yes.
You know,
I know them.
they're the best. Rhonda. I mean, it's just unreal.
Yes. And how was for you to start to produce yourself? I mean, in a professional level, how was the challenge that you had in that beginning? When was the moment you thought, okay, this is my career. I want to make this, like, I want to make money with this and make my life happen with this.
Right. Well, the interesting thing is when I was younger and decided, yes, I want to become a tap dancer, I also would always say, I'm going to become a lawyer and a tap dancer. And I would always say that because I grew up poor and I was like, I got to get rich. So the lawyer part will get me rich. The tap part will be my love. Right. But when I was a teenager and I met Debbie Allen, she discovered us in DC as well and put me in one of her plays. And that was the catalyst for everything changing, for me to be able to see in real life a Black woman become she's an icon. She's not only an icon, but she's very successful in so many aspects of the arts. And for me, it was like the realization that, wait a minute, I don't have to become a lawyer to be successful financially. I can just do this thing that I love. And if I do it with enough rigor and excellence and determination, then I too will be able to, live the way I imagine.
Yes. And how was that about also, you went to university?
Yes.
You have your degree?
Yes.
Yes.
So after I met Debbie, she challenged me in every way.
Yes.
She's like, you're great at tap, but you need to learn jazz, hip hop, sing, swing dancing. I mean, she pushed us, African dance. She really pushed us. And I love that. And it's really, you see how in my career, the impact of knowing how to dance, right? How that stylizes all of the choreography I do.
Yes.
But when I think about, so she was like, yes, you're so gifted and you better have a great education. And my mom thought the same thing. She was a teacher. So education was never in question. I was always going to get a great education. And actually, I applied for all of the top schools in America, including Harvard. And I got into Harvard. Yes, a lot of people don't know this.
Wow.
I got into Harvard, but my passion was tap. So I thought, I need to go to New York. So I also got into Columbia. And so I ended up turning down Harvard to go to Columbia so that I could pursue tap dance in the greatest city for the art form at the time. And it's a decision that I am so happy about because, oh my goodness, the education I was getting, that was when I was in college, it was during the Miseducation of Lauryn Hill. So that music was out. I got to see her live, and my friend, Jared Chocolate, was the musical director for her show. It was like Outkast was performing live.
Wow, that's legend.
Common. You just got so much good music, and that dynamic experience shaped my tap dancing. And if I had been at Harvard and not in New York, I would not have grown the way that I did in those 4 years.
Wow, that's great. That's impressive. And it's such a beautiful chapter of your life.
Yes.
And when Syncopated Ladies came in your way after that?
So while I was in college, I definitely was thankful to have the best of both worlds, where I was in New York studying, training, but every summer, Debbie Allen would have me come to LA, stay with her, as well as Maud. And oh my God, the best summers ever. Living at her house with her joy, her toughness, her lessons, her inspiration. I mean, there's nothing better I could have asked for. I became a part of their family, and thank God they welcomed us in. And so every summer I spent in LA, and I honestly had never thought about LA because LA is so far from DC. When you grow up poor, it's not somewhere you just go to on a regular basis. I really didn't know anything about LA, and Debbie was the one who was like, no, I think you'll do well in LA. So 3 summers at her academy, and then the summer when I graduated, she said, I think you should come and live here. And I was like, whoa, that was wild, because I had always thought I was going to live in New York. Like, there's Broadway, and I thought that would be the route that I would take. But what I realized when I was in New York is, whoa, this Broadway thing is not what I thought it was in my imagination. Okay. I thought like, whoa, you come and you make it and you get in these shows and you're on fire doing your best dancing. And yes, that's the case for some people. But when you're a Black woman tap dancer at the time that I was coming through New York in that way, there weren't roles for us. It wasn't like, oh yeah, here's a female Black woman tap solo role. That was not, the norm nor the case. And so I realized, whoa, that means I'm going to have to be in the chorus, which again, no offense to anyone that loves to do that. But the way that I was training was not to do that. So I realized, as Debbie was saying, I think LA will be good for you. The reason that she thought that is because she had vision for LA being a place where I could be an innovator, a leader, a creator, and not have to fit into a box. Because ironically, the Broadway culture has a lot more boxed in mentality of, what the show should be, who should get the money, what shows are funded. Whereas Hollywood, even though, of course, there are many, many boxes and many obstacles, there's still a very current experience where you still have the opportunity to kick down these doors and tell stories from your own voice in a way that I feel is much more freeing than being in New York. So I left New York. I actually never left New York. I always maintained a place there. So I always lived between New York and LA. But I thought, I'm going to go try to make it in LA per Debbie Allen's advice. So moved to LA. Within a year of being in LA, we would jam session every week. And there was one day where some of my students and all of these amazing young women came. And it was there were 5 of us. And that was the moment Syncopated Ladies was formed, because I was like, wait, do you all want to be in my group? This is amazing. I had never in New York been in a jam session where it was only girls, where majority girls. It was always just the guys, and you might have one girl, you might have one, young woman, but maximum 2, and really, really maximum 3. But in this case, I had like 6 girls. And when I say girls, they were girls. They were,
We're
11.
Going back 20 years ago.
Yeah, 11-year-olds, 15-year-olds, 16, 17. So I was just out of college. And so I thought, wow, I could do something with these young people and we could find our own voice. And honestly, over the last 20 years, that's what Syncopated Ladies has done. We found our own voice. We've made our mark in a way that's unique and authentic to us.
Yes.
And that was not easy.
I know.
In the early years, ironically, it was easier in the early years when we were just a group, and we'll meet every now and then, and we'll do one show a year at a tap fest. And, it's sweet. And everybody's like, oh, you guys are so sweet. But as Maud and I started to, work outside, like just tour and work and perform and do solo jobs and all this stuff, and we were saving our money, then when Maud graduated from Columbia, because she's 6 years younger, so when she graduated, I said, do you want to join forces and we really do this thing and put our money behind it? And she was like, yep. And that's really when Syncopated Ladies took the next step. And then that's when everything got harder, because what I didn't know about life, my naivety was like, because I was like, oh, everybody loves everyone.
No.
Woo, kumbaya. And but the minute that we really broke some success in 2012 with our first viral video, that's when I started to have haters. And I cannot believe that. I couldn't believe it, because there were even people I knew, people that I thought were my friends, people that, I could never have imagined would not support what we were doing. But what I learned through having haters, and the reality is they never go away. So that's the bigger you get, the more, the angrier they get. But also that I have no time for it. I will live my life with love. And if you're a hater, you will just be out of my life. And if it's online, screenshot, delete, block. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
The block is free.
The
You
block,
can block.
right.
The block is free.
Right. And it's created peace for my life.
Yes.
And it's also allowed me to just stay focused on the purpose of what we're doing and the mission of what we're doing, and not have these outside energies peer pressure or dictate or bully us into anything that's not real for us.
Yes. And how was that? Because you used the internet a lot in a time that no one was thinking about that. There was no Instagram, TikTok. No, there was just YouTube back then. And you started to use all your knowledge to, okay, let's make it on the next level. Let's make video clips of our group, but in the cinema level, let's say.
Yeah.
And how was that? Where came the insight to do it? And how hard was that? I know that it was really hard in the beginning.
So both my sister and I studied film at Columbia. So we already had knowledge about filmmaking. But back then, it was very expensive to film things because, now everybody has an iPhone.
Yeah.
You can edit at home. But back then, an editing program was so expensive.
Yes.
A camera was so expensive. So, but, we understood the importance of telling your story. And Maud and I both were director's assistants and production assistants on music videos. So that's where we learned our skills.
Okay.
So we were very fortunate because, again, I think when you're on a mission, all the right people come into your orbit, right?
Yes.
So one of my best friends in college, her name is Melina Matsukes, and she is now one of the top directors in Hollywood. And you've seen all of her work. She directed Formation for Beyonce. I mean, she's Beyonce's, right hand in regards to so many creative visions along the way. But she was my close friend, and I was her assistant on set. So I learned the process of how to make a superstar shine in a music video. And we worked with artists like Eve, we did J-Lo, we did Neo, and we did Beyonce.
Yes.
And, that moment when I worked with Beyonce on set was the defining moment of everything moving forward. And I was like, I need to figure out how I feel like this, empowered and strong and courageous when I put on my tap shoes. And so that's when I remember just like saying to the ladies, y'all ready to rock out? Because I'm ready. Like, I'm ready. Yeah. And then Maud and I saved our money and invested in our, first music video. And, we haven't looked back, and it's still what we do. It's so rewarding because the reality is very few people will ever see what's in your imagination, right? So when you're an artist, you have the opportunity and the privilege to try to take what's in your imagination and share it. And so it takes courageous people to say, I'm willing to invest in this thing that I imagine that maybe no one else understands and might think is stupid. But even if they don't love it in the long run, I'll love it. I'll feel proud of myself. And so when I'm creating art, I don't create it to go viral. I'm very, very, very thankful and blessed that we have innumerable viral videos. I mean, what a blessing. We have one right now that's going viral. But I would make the work anyway. And I do. I say, oh my God, I got to do this dance, at Ipanema Beach, and I got to go do it. And that's not for money, and that's not for the gram. It's for my joy. It's for my diary of my life.
Purpose.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's bigger than that.
Yeah.
But how many times did you hear that you were crazy?
Oh my gosh. So, going to an Ivy League university, people don't think you're going to become a tap dancer. So off the top, you have all these people who are very cerebral going, how are you going to make money? Tap dancing, how's that going to be your career? That was first layer. Then I got out of that and I'm around Debbie Allen, and she's the best because she's like, everything is possible. But then when we started to make this work and you had people going, Why do you dress like that? Why do you pick those pop songs? Why don't you do it this? I started to go, whoa, it's a lot of opinions from people that I did not solicit them from. And my thing is, I'm a team player and collaborator, but only with people who I know have my best intention at heart. And if they don't, then I don't want to hear your feedback. Yes. I'm not interested because I know it's not coming from the right place.
Yes.
So I'm someone who's very coachable. I love advice. I love being coached. But I need to trust that the person doing it cares about me because I've experienced people telling me I'm crazy, telling me that what I'm doing is whack. You know, why are you doing it this way? Do it that way. And I really had to double down and say, you're entitled to your opinion, but now you no longer get access to me.
Yes,
because your opinion is not inspirational. Mm-hmm. It is a weight that I don't need on my life or on my dreams.
And I think that's a really important thing you're saying for any person who wants to be an entrepreneur, a producer. If you want to live this life as an artist, you have to literally take this weight out. Yes. Don't carry this heavy weight. Just follow your dreams, your purpose. Find people who surround you and make a really nice supportive group and just go for it. I remember there was not one moment that we met. We always, of course, talk about sad things that happen in our life, but always the next thing we're talking is the next goal. Yep. And it's natural, always. Yep. But I mean, since when I was just a student, always, the topic was like this. I remember one time I was in LA. We were there, I think taking classes or something like that. The next topic was like, come here, I need to show you my next video. Like, it was about the next goal, the next thing. Was always something pushing. Because like you said, when you trust and you know that something that you're sharing, it's from both ways.
Yes.
You uplift your friends. You help everybody to come together with you.
Yeah, it's the greatest feeling. I am so, thankful and blessed to have, a very illustrious career. I've traveled to 36 countries tap dancing. I've choreographed over 100 episodes of television shows in Hollywood, in America. I've choreographed at least 3 movies. Our company, Syncopated Ladies, has now at least over 100 million views, probably 200.
That's huge.
And we tour and are able to sell out shows across the nation with our own fan base that are coming to see us, the artists. We're not opening act. We're not backup dancers. We are the artists. And we have beautiful fans that wait in line for hours after the show to take a photo. And we love doing that because we know that where we are is because of them. It's because of these strangers all around the world who literally took the time to say something kind, to show love, to give positive energy. Yes. And I think that what I've learned is that there's an African proverb that is really awesome. And the African proverb goes as, if you want to go fast, go alone. But if you want to go far, go together.
True. That's so
and
true.
I really believe in that. My success has been a gradual journey. And I'm thankful because I've seen people who get success so fast and now it's gone because, having to work hard, having to push against resistance and go uphill has built a determination in me that is unstoppable. As long as I have health and life and breath, then I know I'm willing to do the work to get to that next place. But the work is made more joyous and more possible by having a great team.
Yes.
And I just believe there's enough room for us all to succeed.
True.
So if you are successful and you're doing a movie, it doesn't mean that I'm not going to get to do a movie. Like, how short-sighted is it to be competitive in a way that wants to bring others down versus saying, whoa, if you get to do a movie and I get to do a movie and she does a movie, whoa, that means there are 3 movies happening with Tap. How amazing, right? And so I think we have to shift from this very selfish, who's the best, who's number one, who's, running things, and instead understand that we are more effective, united. We are stronger when we're not haters. And being generous. I never imagined, honestly, that generosity would be the way in which our lives' blessings would multiply.
Yes.
I just always thought, hey, I grew up poor. I didn't have it. I know what it feels like to be left out. I know what it feels like to not get the training you need or have the opportunity you wanted. So I want to make sure others can have that. But I never knew that that would then open up the world of infinite possibilities where we're performing in the most meaningful environments because people know where our heart is.
We're talking about dreams. When you talk about that, I know because I was one of those students. I'm still. And then comes the foundation. Yes. So for those who doesn't know, the people who is listening to us now, Chloe and Maud have a beautiful, beautiful job with Chloe and Maud Foundation all around the world, not just in America, here in Brazil, in other countries. And I'm with the shirts today.
Ooh,
Tap into
represent.
Life, Madureira. Yes, I'm with the shirt today. I forgot mine back home because I used to have the yellow one. But how did it start? You decide, okay, let's create a foundation, let's multiply. And how does it work also, enjoying the moment for those who are listening to us, how people can support the foundation?
Oh, thank you. So 2009 was the first DC Tap Festival that Maud and I co-produced. And at that festival, we were like, well, we have to make sure there are that the kids who might not even learn about this event know about it. We have to do outreach. We have to go into the communities and say, hey, we're here and we want you. Because a lot of times people make scholarship students feel like they're not wanted, right? Because you don't have the money. Oh, we don't want you. We don't want you in our space. We're the opposite. We're like, we want our environments to feel inspired and to feel like real life. And real life, everybody isn't in one position. And so we started giving scholarships to those that we knew, need-based scholarships out to the community. We thought that the festival was going to be small and, tiny. And so we were just happy with our humble early beginnings. But we were very thankful that it ended up being a huge hit. So from 2009 to 2013, we just honestly would always give scholarships to any event we did. That was just our protocol. But Maud in 2013 did the incredible work of becoming a legal, official 501c3 so we could build and expand our programming and not go, oh, I love you. Because when I was supporting you, it was more like, oh my God, yes, I love you. There was no business organization. It was just, I love you. I need you in class. All right, how do we make that happen? And not, so now 2013 on, so we're celebrating over 10 years of our foundation, our programming has grown, oh my gosh, so much. The kids here in Tap Into Life are thriving. We have Brazilian tap kids who are on fire. Yes, they are the future. But they're being taught by the generation under me that were my students, like you guys. Yes. So it's just like the best feeling in the world to see the generations giving back to one another. And that's how we build longevity and legacy. And so that we have that here, we have it all across the USA. We have empowerment camps. We have our youth company called Soul Talk. We have DC Tap Fest. We have Hollywood Tap Fest. And all of this runs under our foundation. And it's such an incredible thing to know that we are able to sustain ourselves as professional artists so that then our foundation can be funded and those funds can go right to our programs. Yes. And Maud and I are donors to our foundation. So if you want to donate, you can join the family, and that's just chloeandmaudfoundation.org.
Yes. I just want to say one thing. We were speaking a few days ago about that. How important is the feeling as a student when you come from a poor situation, as I was also, and when you come to a room where you feel that you are important, and it was so nice to arrive every time I was in your class in America, it was nice to be a scholarship student. It was not bad at all.
Yeah.
We were the popular ones. We were the nice ones. The Latins, the people from other countries. We were like, yeah, I want to meet you. Yeah, I want to take class with you. And that's so important in many levels. It's not. I'm not just talking just about tap dance.
Yes.
I'm talking about life, because it makes you feel that, okay, outside this room, I should feel the same way
Yes.
I'm feeling inside. I should be important in every single place I am. And if I'm not, kisses, bye-bye.
Yes.
I don't want to stay in this place.
It's so important to not measure your value by money.
Yes.
Like, I've always wanted to be rich. Let's be clear. There's no question. But I never go through my day-to-day with that as my goal. Instead, I say to myself, I want to be happy. I want to feel joy. And so everything I'm doing in that day is to build the dream, which brings me the joy and brings me the community. And then when I'm thinking about my financial goals, that's from the standpoint of, well, yeah, because I want to be able to donate to our foundation. Yeah, I want to be able to build, have a house so that all the dancers can come over when they're in town, and that we can have a studio at our home, which we're so happy about, so that people can come, and that we're creating home bases for not just us, but our communities. And so I think it's, you want to remember that your value is not determined by how much money you have in your bank account or what your assets are, but rather the value of humanity you bring to the room.
Yes.
And so we don't treat our scholarship students like, oh, now we're saving the poor kids. No, it's a terrible way to approach giving. Rather, you say, wow, we're so lucky to have these young people from a different experience that are about to bring their light that shines differently because of their personal journey to then influence, expand, impact those that are coming from a different background. And I think the connectivity is what will allow us to improve the world. Because if we look at the world right now,
oh my gosh,
okay, and the challenges we see in the world, there's so much hatred based on people's differences. Nobody wants to take the moment to learn and grow. I mean, when we came, we asked Flavia to take us to, the favela, and she found Hugo, and Hugo took us, and that experience changed my life. And it's not because I need to be here as the savior, but rather the culture that these kids are sharing with me gives me chills. It makes me want to go be a better person, makes me want to go create a piece of art that salutes them, that makes them feel seen. And it's a circle, it's not a line. It's not like boom, boom, boom. It's this. And so by way of creating these circles, we're, the circle of life. Like, we are creating value so that it's like, I'm giving value, you're giving value, we're sharing value, and we're passing it on.
Yes.
And then it allows for everyone to feel a sense of worth. And when you feel that sense of worth, you go out into the world and you make good things.
Yes, definitely. It's about legacy. Also, it's about when you do good things come to you, and then you pass this to the other person.
Yes.
That's so important. So today is the first episode. So I'm starting something new, some good moment. The thing is, we want to know which moment we are talking about. So we're going to put a picture here in our screen, and then I have to talk about which memory, what you were doing on that moment in your life.
Okay.
So let's see what our team prepared for you.
Let's see if I remember.
Yes. So,
ooh.
yes.
This was when I was nominated in 2018 for an Emmy for my choreography on The Late Late Show with James Corden. Red carpet look. What a moment.
Wow.
What a moment.
What a dream. And
Yes.
It's something unbelievable. I see a professional tap dancer here, my mentor, my friend. She's in the red carpet at the Emmy Awards. I was like, it was for us, all of us that are huge fans and friends.
Thank
It was
you.
like the World Cup for all of us. We were like, yeah, she was nominated. And it's so nice because you talked about your fan base. And it's something I can feel it. People who support Chloe and Maud and also Cinco Ladies, all Europe. It's like, yes, they
Thank
made
you.
it. They make it happen. It's so important, this picture. It
Thank
makes
you.
us believe if she can do it, I can do it. I should be proud every single day. No matter the level I am, no matter what I'm doing, I should be proud because look where you get. And this is just one of your achievements. You did a lot. Like, and every time you were sharing, and it's I like to say a true feeling that we have when we see you sharing, when we see you commenting, and then we are like, yes, she's doing it. Keep going, do it more, because it pushes us to, okay, now I need to do it. Now I need to do it. We can do it. And then we build this relationship. I'm so proud of you. I every time, I used to hear that a lot from you, and now I'm glad I can say that to you. Yes. I'm so proud of you and Maud and all your family, by the way. I love your family. And everything you were achieving, and how open you are in our talks and everything. I was in Turkey, and even then, when I share information, you share, we're cheering for each other. And that's so important. And I'm sure the kids from the foundation are learning with that a lot. Mm-hmm. And talking about all these achievements, we have another moment here in our podcast where you can give a message to another person. Ooh. Yes, I will show you the person, and I want you to say something to this little person here. Okay. Wait. Okay. Can't wait to see who it is.
Oh, okay. I cannot believe you have my baby picture.
So, how old are you? You are here.
I don't know. I could be 4. I could be 5.
So if Chloe Arnold now, after everything we talked about, could look at this little girl, so what you would say to this little girl?
Wow. Well, you can see in this photo, my eyes are big, bright-eyed. You know, the dream is in there. And I remember at this age having incredible confidence. And then I also remember being in that, like, 12-year-old, 13-year-old age where you start questioning yourself, and, your self-esteem starts to go, woo. And I would say, thankfully I had teachers that brought me back up. But what I would say is, don't waste any time, not even a little bit of time, worrying about what others think of you. And instead, create this vision for your life. Know the path you're on. Stay on it with blinders on about anything else, and you will get exactly where you dream.
Oh, that's so sweet. That's so important. Oh, thank you.
I cannot believe, I've never seen this blown up.
I'm sure she's proud of you now. Yes, if she could be here, it would be a really proud child looking at you and saying, wow, all these things you did and all the things you are doing, this kid would be like, wow. Okay.
Yeah, it's when I see her, it's really wild because, like I said, I haven't seen my baby pictures so big. I don't even know in how long, but I just think, wow, we went through so much struggle. And you know what else I would say? You are about to go through a lot. Okay, you're about to go through a lot. Don't lose your joy. Don't lose your smile. Don't lose your hope. Don't lose your belief.
Oh, wow. That's so important. Thank you. And I hope it motivates and inspires people at home also.
Oh, that's so sweet.
I just want to say, I think it's just a word, but you know my feeling. Thank you so much for sharing all this. It's so important for my community. I'm so happy to be here in Brazil doing this project and have you here one more time believing in my dreams. How many times, even when I was in university, I remember you and Maud always in our talks said, get your degree. And I was like, no, I just want to go for this. Get your degree. After my degree, okay, now let's work with marketing. Okay, let's do this. Yes. I just want to say thank you so much. Please keep doing it. Please keep doing it. No matter what people say, like you said, don't take this heavy weight on your shoulders. No. You are surrounded by amazing people that loves you. Cheers from so many places around the world. And this is a blessing. Thank you so much. There was no way to start my new project, the Podtap, without being with you here.
Oh, thank you. And I just want to say thank you also. And I want to make sure I thank, Tap in Rio for being the hub for me to have a home in Rio. And then for, Stephen and Adriana to be so supportive that when Maud and I brought our foundation work here, that they didn't look at it as competition, but instead that our kids get to attend the festival. But you were the first of this vision of connecting with the community and bringing the community to Tap in Rio.
Yes.
And so I'm proud that it's expanded and that our kids now get to have you as their mentor and coach and supporter, right? And I just think, you know, I'm at a 20-year mark of a lot of things in my life. It's 20 years of Syncopated Ladies. It's 20 years since becoming a Tap in Rio. And I just think for anyone out there, maintain who you are, maintain your friends, maintain your values. Don't let anything push you off. If you feel something's wrong, speak up. Don't be the person quietly who just lets bad things happen without saying what you really believe in, because, you know, there's a great saying, if you stand for nothing, you'll fall for everything or anything. And I believe that all of us that are still here 20 years later, we stand for, you know, the same things.
Yes.
And even if we have a disagreement or we don't believe in the same thing, being able to have a conversation is such a core value of growth. And so, you know, don't run from your fears, have courage, have tough conversations that create solutions, right? And when I look at this Podtap, it is so exciting. You know, I'm going to show off to everyone that it's professional, that it is top level, it's crispy, you know, and I'm so proud of Maud for sending you the donation, because I didn't even know. When you thanked me, I said, what'd we do? And Maud was like, oh, we just made his podcast happen. Yes. And I was like, wow, Maud, she's a special person because she sees the dream within people. And then she's willing to put it all on the line to make it happen. And in the reality, this investment in your vision is going to help so many people.
Yes.
And, you know, if we don't tell our stories, no one will. And if we don't tell our stories, we get written out of history. And again, as Black people across the world, people, you know, of African, you know, descent, if we don't tell our stories, they will be mistold. We will be made to look like we're something that we are not.
Yes.
And so when I look at you sitting here, educated, empowered, with a business vision as well as an artistic vision, it's exciting. It's exciting. I will go back home and sadly in 2 days, but I will have this energy in my soul. I left the beach. Look at me, guys. Okay. I left the beach to come here because I know how important it is. And this is the beginning of another chapter. And I want you to go, I want everybody around the world watch this podcast because it's going to make you feel joy. And at the end of the day, we all need more joy and hope and infinite possibility.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Maud. You're not here, but you know you have my heart. And thank you so much for supporting all of my dreams, goals, and talks. Thank you so much, Maud. I have to mention this year. I love you. You know you can count on me. And here, Podtap is always an open door for anything for Chloe and Maud Foundation, Syncopated Ladies, and all your projects. Anytime you guys need to know, anywhere I am in the world, you can count on me.
Oh, I feel like queuing up the song. Oh, it's a Whitney Houston song called Count on Me. It's so good.
Yes, that's it. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
Guys, so that's the end of our first chapter of Podtap. I'm really happy to be here, really emotional actually with Chloe here. Thank you so much. Please follow our pages. Please share the episode, listening on Spotify, YouTube, or your favorite streaming. It's a pleasure to have you here. Don't miss the next episodes. It's every week here on my YouTube channel. Gente, muito obrigado por estarem aqui comigo. Eu quero agradecer aos patrocinadores oficiais da primeira temporada do Podtap, a Block e a Chloe and Maud Foundation, que estão com a gente aqui na primeira temporada. Esse é só o primeiro episódio de vários e eu tenho certeza que vão ser lindos. Eu tenho um encontro marcado com você semana que vem aqui no Podtap. Até lá!